I don't know how successful Descript's eye contact filter is. I'm not sure how useful it is. They think it's really useful. I'm here to tell you that whatever story you've told yourself about maintaining eye contact with the camera, be careful, because you might be telling yourself a big fat lie. Let's talk about that in this episode of the VO Heroes podcast. I hear a lot of people talk about maintaining eye contact with the camera as being something that you need to pay very close attention to, that you need to have, the ability to look at the camera. Some people say 100% of the time, and never, ever, ever break eye contact with your audience. You can't think about things that may have happened in the past, or, consider something that may happen in the future. We have that human timeline. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch this and be ready to cringe.
Recording from a script is great because it makes you sound like way more coherent, but the problem is eye contact. If you want to look at the screen, you've either got to memorize your script or get a teleprompter, which is not only a pain, but if you've ever tried it, it's like a whole skill. It's not that easy to do. So surprise, AI to the rescue with this new eye contact effect that basically rotates your eyeballs in their sockets so they're looking at the screen all the time. It sounds creepy, and it is, but you'll be seriously surprised by how well it actually works. So now you can just record yourself reading off of your screen, and it looks like you're staring at the camera. But if you turn off the effect, then you can see that I'm not actually looking at the camera. And if you turn it back on, it looks like I am. Off, on, off, on, off. Pretty cool.
But does it? Does it matter that you do that? Is it a good thing? I don't think so. I would be very careful to avoid having constant contact with the lens. And, I see people asking about this online all the time. There's this one thing that I'm seeing. I'm trying to make live presentations more engaging and curious if there is a feature that makes it look like the presenter is staring directly into the camera. I've heard that there is some AI that can do that, but I wasn't sure if this particular software product, Eeew, where this was posted, Eeew Live, that they have that feature. And, as I replied, is respectfully, you've told yourself a story that just simply isn't true. You're not going to engage an audience more if you consistently stare at the camera and maintain eye contact. In fact, it can get a little creepy if you never ever break the gaze with the camera. And even in that video, he wasn't really looking at the camera. He was looking above the camera and then back down to the camera. But this is getting annoying, isn't it? It really is getting creepy. So don't tell yourself that story. You can, as I said in the reply, I said you can safely move this from the list of things that you need to worry about over to that list of things that you don't need to worry about. Just be friendly, be helpful, be supportive. There's no need to stare at somebody to maintain contact. There just isn't. And whoever has told you that is, I'm going to say it flatly, mistaken. There's a phrase for this, and I'm just going to warn those of you that might have kids in the room. I'm about to swear that I created a long time ago and has been actually picked up by other people. I look at maintaining constant eye contact with the camera and not looking off to remember things or being natural about that. I call that eye fucking the camera. You don't need to do that. In fact, within my community, people have taken that as one of the funny things that they say about me. Yeah, David says never IF the camera. People within the online marketing community, within the performance community, the writing community, when they're doing Zoom sessions and stuff. The natural thing to do is the same thing that you do in regular conversations. Sometimes you look at the person you're talking to, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're trying to remember things. Sometimes you're trying to imagine things, as I mentioned earlier. Don't make this something, first of all, don't use that filter or any version of that any other company might create. Just be natural. Pretend that that is a person and treat that, meaning the lens, and treat them as such. Speak to one person, but don't maintain such a constant gaze that you make them uncomfortable. It doesn't work. And it doesn't work in working with a camera either. So I hope that helps. I hope it saves you a little bit of money because you don't have to spend it on that stupid filter or any version of that AI might come up with. This is a basement, use of AI. This is something to avoid. Okay? But I'd love to know what you think. Maybe you disagree with me. I don't know. Leave me a comment below on VOHeroes.com, which is where the conversation is thoughtful and supportive and nice and all that sort of thing. And you can hit the like button if you like. There's a button somewhere on the page where you can like this thing. And you can subscribe to the channel. And you can hit the notification bell. You can even share this with some other actor who's concerned that they need to maintain eye contact. One thing I forgot to talk about was maintaining eye contact in an audition. You should never be doing that. You should be having an eye line that's off camera, slightly off camera, maybe even that slightly off camera, but certainly not down the barrel unless you're doing a part that's like a reporter who's reading to the screen, or your character is actually doing a Zoom session. Then you want to import that with your stuff. But, anyway, I said what I've needed to say. And I also want to wrap up with, I thank you very much for watching and for listening. I'm David H. Lawrence the 17th, and I will see you in the next episode of the VO Heroes podcast.